we know what Israel is. That no one should be shocked by anything that Israel does, especially Israel under the leadership of Benjamin Netanyahu. These are people who, this is a nation, a government that commits acts of genocide openly, starving people to death, murdering children on a daily basis. So why are we shocked when they violate every norm and value? Because they already are violating every norm and value. The issue is the United States. I agree with Alex. We don't know 100% certain, did the U.S. greenlight this? But I will tell you what, I have a case right now that would be circumstantial in a court of law, and I'd win. I have the head of Central Command flying to Israel, meeting with the head of the Israeli military, the chief of staff. I have the president of the United States issuing a demand to Hamas. This is your last chance, he said. You need to take this. This is your last chance. Hamas, apparently, when they saw the president, I think one of the comments was, this looks like it was written by Israel. Well, probably because it was. But they said, okay, we have to obey. We have to at least give this a shot. We would be irresponsible of us for not to meet. And they were invited by the Qatari leadership. They didn't just show up in Qatar on their own. They were invited by the Qatari leadership that said, come, let's begin this. Let's see what the president has to say. Let's talk about this. And so they were in Turkey and they flew to Qatar. All of this is trackable. Understand that there's timing involved in this as well. We're talking about 15 Israeli aircraft leaving Israeli airspace. How did they get to Qatar if the U.S. didn't greenlight it? They probably flew through Iraqi airspace, as they are wont to do. They did this repeatedly when they attacked Iran. And then they flew down the Gulf on a track that has them being picked up by American air defense resources. We had them in our radar from the moment. And apparently, as they approached Qatar, we shut down the air defense. We shut it down, which means they had a free shot in. We were involved in this. I think I could convict in a court of law just with the circumstantial evidence, which means that we can't be trusted. What?
Why would the U.S. So I understand why Israel would do this. Why would the U.S. be involved? The U.S. loses a lot. Qatar is an ally. The Arab world is all condemning this attack.
Qatar's not an ally.
Qatar, Jordan, Saudi, UAE.
With all due respect, Qatar is not an ally because America doesn't have allies. Qatar is a subject nation. Qatar understands that if they piss off the United States, excuse my language, we terminate their existence. I mean, this is the reality of how the entire Middle East relates to us. That anybody who's our ally isn't our ally because we will betray them, and we have betrayed them. But they don't have the ability to walk away from this. They are so deeply embedded in the United States, financially, security-wise. Qatar is not an ally, because an ally, we wouldn't do this to an ally. Just like Germany isn't an ally, because allies don't blow up pipelines of their strategic partners. The United States is an ally to nobody, and this should be the lesson the world needs to gather from this. When you deal with the United States only uses you as a tool. We're not the friend of anybody. Even Israel. Israel found that out the hard way in the negotiations with the Houthi. When the United States just unilaterally said, we're done. We agreed not to bomb you. You agreed not to sink our ships, and we're walking away. And we left Israel hanging because we don't have allies. We don't have friends. We have entities that we use for our objectives. And this should be the ultimate lesson to everybody, especially Qatar. They think they bought Trump's loyalty by giving him a Boeing 747 and treating him like royalty. Look how he treated that. No, this is humiliating as an American, because as an American, I'd like to believe that we have the ability to be friends and allies with people, but not now. Nobody can trust us. We simply cannot be trusted anymore.